In this episode, I'm going to finish the butter pig. I sent the outer case of the butter pig to my Davinci printer. I printed at a 0.2 layer height, 30% fill, with supports. It took about 4 hours. Okay, so the butter pig base is done. Just took it out of the printer, and it came out really good. The walls are smooth, very little ribbing, and the base here is really smooth, almost like it's been acetoned. So I'm not sure how that came out, but wow, really good. I got a lot of support to take off, but I can see the word butter clearly spelled out on both sides. So now I'll just go through and break some of this support off, and we'll see how good it came out underneath it all. There's a lot of little detail on this thing to make it look like a pig. It all printed pretty well. It's again, this plastic, this nature or natural plastic it's really good. I highly recommend it. So there's even like ribs on the bottom. You probably can't see it in the camera as well. I'll hold it up, but there's actually ribs here in the bottom that printed off. So now the word butter has very little support. It's just peeling right off. The E doesn't want to cooperate. There's still some pieces stuck to it. So I'm going to take the rest of this support off, and then I'll try to put the thing together. So all I had to do was snap the crank mechanism into the case. It took a little bit of force, but then it snapped right in place. Then I printed out the slides that go on the end of the case. So now let's try it. Okay, so here's the butter we're going to use. The butter pig. These are the inserts that just slide into the end of it, like that, and then have a design so when you squeeze the butter out, it makes that design. I actually tried using soft clay, but it wasn't soft enough. I worked it, and all it did was make a mess inside. And I tried to push it through this one and just made a mess. So I'm actually going to try this one first. I don't know what it is. It calls it a spread. I don't know, but whatever that design is. So I took a hunk of butter and I let it soften, and then I cut 2 tablespoons off like that. This thing's already dripping. It's gotten too soft. So I'm going to just shove that aside for right now. And then I'll actually take this off. And we'll see if this thing works. I'm going to put it inside the butter pig. Slide on the design, and now I hold it down like this and squeeze out the butter. You can see it squirting out the side, and there's the design. It didn't stick. Maybe I'm supposed to pull it out. Nope, that didn't work. So now I got butter stuck in this thing. Let's try the star one. Butter sticking out. There's the butter. I don't know how this thing's supposed to stick. It's definitely squeezing it out. I think the only one that'll probably work the best is if I just push down the butter, and now I'm out of butter. I don't have enough in there. To put all this butter back in. Oh my God, what a mess. Let me try a little more butter here. It's the only knife I got, so this is what I'm going to use. Should be cutting this on the table, I guess. Wow, this is really melting now. Oh, what a sticky, gooey mess. I know why I call it a pig. Shove that in there. Now what I can do, squeeze this down so it's tight, and I'll take the slicer and I'll run the slicer through. And pull it back out, and ta-da! We made a slice. So that's the completed butter pig. I went and cleaned everything up. It just washed right up. And I'm probably never going to use this thing again, other than to show that I can print the butter pig on a Davinci. And this was a challenge. There's no doubt about it. This was originally a Filament Friday suggestion, and it went too far for one Friday. And it brought up a whole bunch of discussions about this piece that I actually printed separately and fused them together. Plus there were slicing errors originally because there was fault in the file. But overall this turned out pretty good. It just took a little more effort. This was printed at 0.2 like that, and it's came out really good. This was printed at 0.2 layer height. The crank and the piece inside and this end cap came out really good. These were printed like this at a 0.3 layer height, and I think a 20% fill. I think I went 30% fill on these because I knew they were going to be pushed against. But smooth for a 0.3. It looks like a 0.2 on any other color, to be honest with you. So I am more and more impressed with this material. I am truly going to be buying more natural plastic. There's 3 colors that I'm gonna be buying more of: black, red, and natural. I do buy white for another project, so I'll always have that around, but for most of my prints, black, red, or natural. And natural will probably be my first choice if I got it. So there you have it, a completed butter pig printed on a Davinci. So that's it. I can now put the butter pig away. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. That way I know you're watching. See you next time.